Hello everyone, we're going to be playing Total War Warhammer 3, but we're not going to be doing anyone in particular besides the demons of chaos. Yeah. We're going to be doing them. They're pretty fun. I've played them a few times. His units are interesting because you get all of basically the chaos gods. So you get Khorne, Sneech, Nurgle, and where's the other one? Slanesh. I kind of butcher that guy's name. Oh, hold on. That guy's name. I butcher it. It's not very good. I don't care. Anyways, we're going to be playing him. We're going to be doing a playthrough, whatever, part 1, part 2, however long it takes. We're going to see if we can conquer the map, beat the campaign. Basically that. So I'll push through it, get it done. But the main point of this is, this guy's really fun, this guy's really interesting. He's different compared to the other lords, because there's the basic lord, so there's the demon guy. He has a name, don't know how to say it. We got the Grand Cathway, we got Khorne, Kislev, which are basically like Russians, in a way, I guess. We got Nurgle, we got the Ogre Kingdoms, their DLC. Slanesh, Tanache, and then the Warriors of Chaos. These guys are kind of interesting. I was thinking about getting them. I probably will end up for other videos, anything like that. They look pretty interesting, but this guy is definitely my number one for Chaos. So we're gonna be getting into it. We're gonna start it now. So I basically just loaded into the game. I'm gonna be skipping obviously the loading screens. This game is pretty cool. It's pretty epic, but there's one thing that it sucks at, and that's loading screens. They take forever. But basically the main plot of this guy is to bring chaos to the world. He's supposed to kill the God Bear, which are basically the Russians' religion, Kislevs. So they're on here. Yeah, like the Ice Court. They believe in the God Bear, basically. There's it's pretty interesting. There's diplomacy. There's all this stuff, but we basically just gotta get this started. So we start off war with a few different people. We start off at war with 3 different people. So we start at war with the Black Venom, which are goblins, and then humans, humans, but like tribals. But you can also improve your relationships with people. So we'll do a non-aggression pact with this guy right off the start. See? Amazing. You know, and it's like, you know, I'll do the playthrough. I'll show the battles and everything, but it's like I'll talk and I'll do all this stuff, but it's mainly just for fun. It's to get in, like, to have fun doing this. I didn't do this. I'm not doing this to get famous or to get views or to get anything. I'm just doing this for fun. Basically, just showing different video games. Basically, what I'm doing. Anyways, I will cut this and get back to the battle. All right, we have loaded into the battle. This is my force. Their force. Rather small. Obviously, it'll be a clear stomp. How many troops we have, how many troops they have. This guy's really cool. I decided to play him out of nowhere. He's a DLC character, but it's like $3. He's really fun because you can, after the battle, you can customize him just depending on how much Chaos God and just basically how much honor, whatever you want to call it, you get from the Chaos Gods. You can upgrade them depending on which Chaos God it is. If it's just Chaos in general, Khorne, Nurgle, Slanesh, or Tech, then you can just change how he looks. Like my other game, totally different looking demon. Different abilities, different summoners, everything like that.
The ruinous powers that my dark gifts are richly deserved.
I'll talk sometimes during the battles. I'll probably get more open, I guess, during it. I'm basically just doing it for fun. Again, like I said before, I'm not doing this to get famous or for fame. I'm just doing this for fun. There's been different you know, everyone that wants to do YouTube. It's like a huge thing. It's, you know, it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Become famous, but that's not what I want to do. I just want to do this because it's fun. You know, I'm chilling out here with 8 subscribers during this video. I'll probably, if I'm lucky, I might even have 9 by the end of this. But, you know, fuck it, we ball. We just gotta, I don't know, I guess I'll just do it for fun, and then we'll do like story time or something while the battles are going on, or I'll just be quiet, just let the battles rage, let the people run straight into the other armies. But one thing that is cool about this, so after the battle, you know, he still has remaining forces. He has the main guy, 22, 21, that's how many have left, basically. With this guy, you get different options. So you can just do straight to the Chaos Gods, which is just Chaos, to Khorne, which will give unit experience, Nurgle, which will give HP. So say if I lost, like that, like this guy right here, it will bring back my whole army. If I do Slaanesh, I'll get money for it. And if I do Snatch, Thomas, I'll get magic. But since I don't really use magic, I want to use him. But low-key, he's lame. And Khorne's the Chad over him. But basically the Chaos Gods have like this triangle or square that's sideways. Like, that they hate each other. Nurgle hates Snatch or Tzich. Slaanesh hates Khorne. I can't remember the triangle, but they basically all hate each other, but they all love each other at the same time. But for this, I think I'm going to go with the army experience. So after I kill them, I kill their units. And so I'll show you guys this.
The chaos
After so this is empty. I can move over here to claim a fortress. I can do it for Khorne, Nurgle, Slaanesh, or Siege, Thomas. We'll call him Thomas. That's clearly Thomas. But I think I've done it in my past ones. I like the Khorne troops. They do a bit more. I don't know. Actually, I've never really looked at the damage. I like the Khorne troops a bit. So I'll settle this main thing for Khorne. And you can change them. So if I took this one.
You require a larger demonic host.
If I took this one, and then I take this one down here, I can make that one Khorne, this one Nurgle, that one Slaanesh, and then this one all the way up here for Teach. But for this, I think, okay, and then after you do that, you can build different types of buildings. So there's this one, which is just for, it will give 5% off for Teach's units, which is kind of good, only because it's less money I have to pay, but at the same time, what I found out is he gets a lot of income. I don't know what it is, but he gets a ton of income. And then I can also do it where I get troops from Khorne. I can do like this, so I'll get the wolves. Then I can also, and it will go up. You can build it up based off your growth. So the more growth you have, the more easier it is to build different buildings. But I think for this one, I don't know. What do you guys say? Do you think we do the marble? I think I do the marble. I'll do the marble. Okay. And then after you're done, you go through all this. You can pass your turn, and that will just go through every single faction, every single thing what they're gonna do. But to recruit, you do this. Recruit, and it'll show. And it's pretty interesting because normally when you play Nurgle, because that's who I played a lot. That's actually who the first person I played was. His troops will just spawn based off the buildings you have for Nurgle. So say if I had these three, and this was built by Nurglings, it will slowly upgrade itself. I don't need to have growth, I don't need to have anything. But the bad thing about it is when I recruit troops, it all depends on how many are at that building at the time. So I can say if there's only like 5, I can only recruit 5. But Nurgle's interesting, it has plagues, blah blah blah. We're not playing Nurgle, we're doing the Chaos Lord. Alright. So this is the thing that's interesting. You can change his body type. You can change his wings, you can change his arms, change legs, tail, weapons, offhand, two-legged. But I think for the beginning, we're just going to do the flaming body. And then for this, it will also give you skills. Skills are cool. And then the glory. As the more glory you have, the more stuff it will unlock going down the lines. So if I wanted to, I could only do, if I really wanted to, I could do it where it's only him. But one thing I should do is go for maybe Nurgle, or even though Thomas is lame and Korn's the Chad, maybe go for him, because then I can get blue terrors. And this is basically interesting. And just the more stuff you go down the path, so say if I go all the way down to here, I'll get more troops. I'll get these like more troops that go down the line. So if I do Nurgle, I get Nurglings and the Frogs, and then Slash, the Hellstriders, which are those guys on the little horse things, I believe, the horse-looking things. Flying units, and the little blue terrors. For this, we're going to end my turn, and we're going to go into the next one.
Hellish power.
So recruitment, only those two guys. I think I have enough to try to get to him, try to get to here. At least move the max I can, then recruit some troops, so I'll have more troops for the next fight. But I can't because I'm out of my square. So if I was in between the two of those, then I'd be able to. But for like this, since I have the stone now, if he was here, he would get it cheaper on the flying units, or the Thomas units. But such is life. You know, sorry if my mic is bad. It's not. I'd say my mic is pretty. I'd say my mic is pretty decent. It's partially my room. I'm in an open room. It doesn't have a lot of stuff, you know, to fill in the noise. But so there's a bit of. I guess the audio just doesn't sound the best. Is the main thing. But you know what? I'm doing it for fun. I'm doing it to have fun. So. You can also do an auto-resolve, which will decisive victory or in casualties low. So if I did that, all these troops would die. I'd probably lose a teeny amount of any of these troops, and then I'd be fine. But for the sake of the video being longer and more enjoyment, I will do, like, I'll show the battles itself. And then I will be back when the battle is loaded. The battle is loaded, and one thing I can do before I even start the battle, I can rearrange my army depending on how I want them to be. So I'll do a front line like this, start the battle, pause it so I can basically have the things go into where they need to. I like to do this probably buzzkilly-ish, but I mean, oh well. If you're watching this video, get over it. You're coming to my channel for disappointment and bad gaming and being bad at Warhammer. I said the title. If that's the title, it probably will be. Yeah, but you know, again, I've said it a few times. The main point of this is just to have fun, to make people smile. If I make someone happy, if I make one person smile about how awful this is, how awful my commentary is, and how awful my gameplay choices are, then you know what? That's enough for me. That's enough for me. I don't need a million likes. I only need maybe 5.5. That's my goal for this video. 5.5 views, but only 5.5 views. So if I get more than that, I'll just have to delete this video. I'll delete this whole video. So basically, I'll give it the lowdown for this guy. He has two abilities. He has Mortal Blow, which his weapon does more damage. I mean, obviously, you can read it for yourself, but I'll read it. Armor-piercing weapon damage, so I'll just do more damage to this crowd. And Demonic Onslaught. Charge bonuses, more damage from my weapon, and more armor-piercing. And you can see he's just mowing down the guys in circles. Take a look at the other army. And this is something that can happen too. So the wolves, whatever these are, the hellhounds, they got defeated in battle, so they're running away. So if it goes gray like this, or it starts flashing red, that means that my force is giving up, or the enemy force is giving up. How these are all gray, they're running away. They're running away. They're scared. See, they're getting wrecked by the horse, the spiky horses, the sea horses. I'd say again, Nurgle is probably my favorite. If you know anything about the Warhammer lore, Nurgle's the most kind and caring. He's Papa Nurgle. Easy peasy. We won. They got wrecked. One thing that's interesting is the skulls shows how many kills and how much damage they did. Damage dealt is gold value. Cool. So basically, when it's towns, it's a bit different. You don't get this type of stuff, but when they're caught out in the wild or just in the open, then you get it. But for towns, after you take them, again, I can do this, or I can just sack it and just take the gold. But for this, I think we're going to occupy the name of
Vanguard in the ruinous crusade.
And then also you get quests. For this one, I also get 200 corn, because that's my base one, Nurgle, Slanesh, Thomas, and Undivided.
Your standing grows within the pantheon of chaos.
So now because of this, now since I upgraded Nurgle, I got demon wings, and I got a different head for my main guy. So now I have more customizations. But it will give you certain things. So like this, I'll lose leadership on it. But my wings, if I do this, I'll lose speed, but I'll gain HP, which is worth it, but at the same time it's good for my guy to be fast and to be speedy. For legs, you know, you can do the legs. It will give me armor and speed. I'll do that. I'll lose one of my abilities though, which will suck, but it will be worth it because I'll get sinful footing, which will give me more speed out of it. So I'll get speed. Either way, in the end I'll get speed. Then I can do a tail too. I don't lose anything off this. I actually gain stuff. I'll gain 10 armor out of it, and now I'll have a tail with a mouth. But yeah, it just, the more skills you get, the more stuff like skills. I can put skills into. I'll do corn and Nurgle. So now this I get 3% more influence every time I do a battle, just in general if I select it. You know, and every single upgrade you get, wings, arms, legs, hand, offhand, two-handed weapons, you just get more stuff throughout the game. Oh, you know, overall, it's pretty fun. I enjoy it. I know one of my other games, there's a bigger mode where it's a huge map. It's like 200 characters. I can't remember how many armies it is in total, though, but it's a ton. And that one's really fun. I actually got really far in that one as the orcs, but I made a goof. I declared war on like four different groups, and they all started to just swarm me from every single angle, and it was starting to get really hard for me to just kind of hold them back. But that's okay. We ball. So for this, now I can get Nurglings, I'll get another Nurglings, and we'll get more wolves. So that will take a round now for them to come in. But the bad thing is now, my guy can no longer move. So what I'll do is I'll actually get 2 more Nurgles, and I'll get two of the bats. They look like evil bats, I guess. But the bats, I mean, after this, I can always change my army. I can move these into a lord. Speaking of lords, I'll get one set up here. So with the lords, this guy's unique. He obviously has the 4 chaos gods. He can get Khorne, Nurgle, Slanesh, and Tom. For Khorne, there's only one type, but they give, you know, obviously they have their own custom things about them. For Nurgle, you have the Lore of Death and the Lore of Nurgle. Personally, Nurgle's better. In my opinion, everyone's entitled. That's why Thomas is the worst type. Slanesh, there's Lore of Slanesh and Lore of the Shadows, which is just more assassin-y, I believe. For Thomas, there's Lore of Metal and the Lore of Thomas. Again, it really just depends on my lord. I'll probably just do a Nurgle one, just because they give poison, and that's what I like about it. it's really good, it will hit their whole army. So I'll just have him to defend here for back. And then there's also the more stuff you upgrade, so these will obviously slowly upgrade more. The more you upgrade those, then you can build more stuff, and then you can get garrisons, which will, if I get attacked, my garrison, I'll have that plus my army there. So if I had this army, my garrison, and my main guy, I'd have this huge force to fight them with. Again, the game's really fun. I honestly recommend it. I watch YouTubers play it, as does a lot of people with video games, but it's just, I don't know. Like, so this guy, so I got a lord for free. I will have him join my main
That is
guy.
a hero serving a foreign power, my lord.
I'll have him join my main guy's force. I mean, obviously he's got to walk all the way down there. And the yellow bar is how much you can move, and it all depends on certain characters. He moved pretty far, but this guy, when he moved from there, he could only move about half that. I don't know why. Oh well. But then there's also here, so it will tell you, hey, your guy's not moved, and then you can go next. So sometimes it'll be like, oh, this guy can have a stat up. Oh, it's time to end your turn. You know, anything of that sort. But since I'm just trying to rebuild this guy's army and go for the longship graveyard, I'll do that. You know, so now it will say garrison lord not moved, end turn. We're gonna have him join his army. And now he has his army. But this guy isn't fully healed. That's okay. They'll still heal, but because he's in a base, he gets more. Anytime they're in a friendly providence, which is this blue outline, they'll get more if they're inside, and if they're not, they'll only get +1, which is fine because we're not going crazy with it. We're not fighting people that will absolutely stomp us out, which is something I don't have to worry about. But if I do look, as an example, let's see. We'll talk to this guy. We'll talk to Corn. His strength rank is 3. Mine's 11. Which, you know. Oh well. But this guy kind of sucks because Corn only wants blood. He's really hard because you can't give him gold. Because you can do gold to make people like you more. Oh, you can. Before when I tried to do it, he got like mad and he, like, basically if I tried to do that, he would have.
Always ready for a headbutting contest.
Like threatened to attack me. But basically, the more payments you have as gifts, it will like you. But if I do this, that 0.6 will stop the military access. But if you give them the payments over times, over rounds, their friendliness will start going up. It will start improving more. Which means if I get to a point, I can have it where this guy's in affection with me. So I'm going to give him gold. I have plenty. We'll be good. I'll let him grow. And as we're stomping out the people around us, growing our army, we'll also be growing in allies.
In Ruin's name.
But because I can't really do anything, I'll just move on to the next one. Next turn. Again, if you are watching this, props to you. You're awesome. Thanks for supporting me, I guess. I mean, well, of course, I guess, but you know, I'm just trying to do this. I'm doing it for fun. I'm not doing it for... I keep fucking saying that, but I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to make it clear that I'm not trying to get famous off this or anything like that. I'm just doing this for fun. I guess growing up, obviously when YouTube was new, well, not new, but when it was coming up, is watching old PewDiePie and watching old Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and all these other people. It just, you know, that was what I'm pretty sure that was a lot of people's responses why they love YouTube so much. It's because they grew up watching them and they're like, you know what? Those people are always really cool. I want to do YouTube. I always wanted to. I didn't have a computer until later on in life, you know, but oh well. I mean, this computer's good. I built it. Not trying to flex, but it sucked.
A rival power
like, so as an example, this will happen. He's unfriendly to me, but he wants to be friends with me. He only owns this one province, and the rats are interesting. They don't own it above, they own it below the ground. But because of this, I'll get money and a non-aggression pact. We'll take it. And this is something that can happen too. It's random events. This guy was the one who caught him. Your most trusted follower drags a beaten demon before you. You've caught the fiend conspiring to overthrow you. Coolly, you cleave the traitor's chest open. As it gapes its last... There's nothing after that, it's just, it gapes its last, question mark? You ponder how to use the demon's essence. Demonic. Dia. So I can basically give it to this guy, so he'll get campaign movement, so he can move farther, which is a pretty good thing. Or I can give him this, which is more leadership. So if you recall how the wolves ran away, that's because the leadership is, if I'm correct, I've played this a ton, but it's like you have to spend hours and hours and hours getting this stuff good. The more leadership you have, the lower chance that is, but I'm just gonna consume its heart only because it will give me more campaign range. So now it reset entirely. Well, I guess I did do a new turn, but so like this, we can also look at this guy's garrison. So Longship Graveyard, it's not very strong, you know. But we can also check with this, like this. Okay, I'd be fighting all of these people plus the settlement garrison, and I would still win because of decisive victory if I auto-resolve. But chances are, if I do it myself, I'll probably lose some. But like as an example here, the building's done being built, so now I can upgrade it to my next one. So now we'll go from these supplies, these growths, these defenses to the next one, which will give me basically twice as everything. But you need to have money to do it, or basically growth to do it. And after you have growth, after that gets upgraded, it will unlock this, and you can build more units, more troops, you know, more of everything. But we're gonna move him, and we're gonna attack the Long Castle. We're gonna do a quick save, and I will see you when we get into the battle. So I've loaded in. One bad thing about this is, yeah, my army is big, but because they have the settlement garrison, they have more troops overall. Or I think, yeah, they have about, I'm not gonna do the math, but they have about 300 more guys than us, but that doesn't matter because the demons are pretty cool. They just, like the Nurglings, they're kind of my favorite. They just swarm. So if I had the Nurglings, say if I had the Nurglings, all of them take out these guys, they would just swarm them because there's so many. And it's kind of funny the idle animations the different Nurglings will do, the different just guys in general. The Nurglings, you'll see them transform, and like they'll do that stack and stuff like that. I like the idle animations. I've looked at them. But these are basically just the different races, like the Bloodletters of Khorne, Slaanesh, Nurglings, the blue and pink horrors, which are basically just wizards melee, I guess. The Seahorse Riders, and then the Demon Wolves. And then, obviously, we have more Nurglings in the background, the Bats. And then we have our other commander back here, who's basically the same as the Bloodletters, but his horns are bigger, I think. Anyways, you have 60 minutes to fight the whole battle. I've never gone over that. I have gone like 30 minutes though, but that's because I had about half of this, maybe to this Nurgling there, to defend a whole base, and that one was really hard, but I ended up doing it, and that's all that counts. But that was in a different playthrough, single player. But because of this, because I'm fighting more people, I'm gonna have the wolves. Oh, I need to start the battle first. I'm gonna have the wolves match up with the horses, just so they can kind of clash and they won't get it, like they won't interfere. And I'm also gonna have the bats help take out the horses. But for everyone else, they're gonna be focusing on the main guys, I guess you could say. I like to do lines. You're gonna attack there. You're gonna attack there. You're gonna be in the back, front, back. And then these, it was kind of crappy, I don't have enough units, but that's okay. These three, they won't be under attack by anything, but I'm going to have both my main leaders go straight for their leader. Because if you kill their leader, they kind of lose hope. So see how it says eager, flank secure? if I came here and I stomped out this Viking-looking guy, this barbarian guy, who's also oddly fighting for chaos instead of deciding he wants to be on our team, gets stomped out by our team. Anyways, if I kill him, everyone else will start to panic, and they'll kind of lose hope, so they'll get defeated easier. Their leadership will go down.
Show me your health and fury claws. Show me brutal unchecked.
But I guess one of my main recent inspirations to do this would probably be the odd, very slim chance they'd see it is the Beef Boys podcast. I find it very funny, and it's the only thing that gets me through work. But I don't know. They just kind of gave me like a hope of just do it, just go for it. I guess if that makes sense. Just fuck it. You know. One thing that does happen is if they go in these forests, they can become invisible and you can't see them. So you have to hit them differently. You gotta wait for them to come out, or if I send my guys in there to look for them, he'll pull them out. But the game's fun. It's super expensive, but I mean, I guess it's keeping true to Warhammer. It's super expensive, and it's a huge hobby, I guess you could say. One shitty thing is these guys are getting encircled. If they get around, then they're screwed. So I'm gonna have bees come over here and help them. But my lord, so there's a 20, as you can see, 25% chance for any of these. Personally, I think the corn one is the best because then I can give damage. So I got the corn one, which is actually odd speaking that there's only 25% chance, but as you can see, he's soloing all these armies. He's already making army retreat. The crappy thing is I lost my seahorsey guys. They're dead, which sucks. That's okay. We'll make new ones. More blood for the chaos god. More deaths for my guy. I don't want him to die. So the main lord, if you just keep a force in a few days, he will return. I've done it I've never actually had my guy die, but I've seen that happen when I was fighting the dwarves. I ended up killing one of the main guys, and he came back. So, because this is kind of getting dicey, he's kind of barely surviving. I'm gonna have him get out of there. But the wolves haven't done their mission, so I'm gonna have them come over. I want him to get out. Get out. What is this doing? So if I do this one, I guess it will hit him with lightning actually. So let's see. Okay, thank God he's flying away. He was gonna die. Look at that HP. This one may be dicey. I don't know if I'll be able to win this one. There is a really cool body modification you can get for him where he'll summon the blue horrors and it will just spawn basically free units. That I love. That one's really OP because you fly in real close and you throw them down when you're losing units. My favorite thing about the Nurglings is their idle run animation. Sometimes they'll transform into kind of like a, oh god, what is it? I can't remember what it is. The giant robot that morphs into such a popular thing, and I can't believe I can't remember what it is. There's 4 different parts that morph into one giant robot. And they have a sword that comes forward, and Voltron, that's what it is. Alright, so as an example, I killed the enemy lord. Right there, dead on the ground. As soon as I killed him, they basically gave up hope. Bad thing is I lost a few units. But I'm not doing the auto-resolve. Mainly, show you guys the battles. You guys can hear my dumb rants about fucking Voltron. So, I mean, coming out of it, we lost 159, but they lost everything. So they died for a good cause. They died for chaos. And to honor them, I'll give Slaanesh glory.
My dread name.
Which I was gonna give more to Nurgle, but that's okay. So
Demon Prince.
for this one, I'll probably just recruit more guys for him.
Have ascended.
So now we can get the Marauders, which are pretty good. So we'll probably get
Weapons of conquest. Serve me.
maybe not.
Chaos.
I won't do that many, but we'll get some more guys going, basically. And to match it with, just match it with my army. Ooh, the audio's. I don't know what the audio's kind of like that. We'll get more Nurglings. We'll get Nurglings for him too. Or actually, we'll wait for this to come out. We'll give him some Nurglings out of this guy. So we got more points for our guys. I'll go to him first.
Fallen champion.
He hasn't gotten anything, which, oh well, I guess that sucks, but that's okay. Okay, so basically, his main traits is he does not go off any skills. His skills are just, like, pimp out your army, basically. Make sure your army does more damage. He goes off his items. So he goes off his swords, his tails, his arms, his wings, his body, his head. Which again, I don't really like that head that they chose for it, but it gives the best, I guess the best stats out of all. Like, I guess not the best stats, but it gives him more melee, and that's what I'm going for. But for skills, I'll probably get him with all of the basic ones, so he just gets more glory. And then we'll start going into here, or maybe because of this and because of their sacrifice for the horsies, I'll give him more glory for Slaanesh. And then for this guy,
Hellish power.
so for Khorne, their skills look a bit different. It's more based on attack, kill, maim, destroy, slaughter. Slaanesh, you know. And for him, this guy's different. He has a bit more more poison attacks, more healing attacks, more. It's just chemicals. It's more plagues. Basically, he does his stuff. The Nurgle.
Chaos.
He
Carnage.
is the play like death. He's like pestilence, basically, in the four horsemen's. You know, but I guess the other ones, I don't know if they really connect to that. I haven't really ever paid attention to them. But we'll give him a brutal charge, and we'll give him. Should we give him like what? Should we give him attack, or should we give him defense or destroy, so he gets more leadership? We'll give him physical resistance, so we can get beat on more. And then we'll upgrade that, and I think that's gonna do it for the first part of this. I've been recording for I don't know, probably about an hour and 15 minutes. Obviously, I'm gonna cut down a ton of it, make it shorter, but I'll be back. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too. All three of you, maybe all four of you. But if you guys did enjoy it, you know, you don't have to leave a like, you don't have to subscribe, as long as you enjoyed it, and that's the main thing. So, thank you, and I will see you in the next video.